Well, my friends, today has so far not gone as planned, but I did find a trail that I wanted to do, and I've wanted to do for quite some time, but it was not the destination I originally had planned. And the reason being is it's a pretty popular trail, and the parking lots are full, like capacity. There is nowhere to park. So I found a spot of service and I drove to another trail that I've been wanting to do, and bam, I found a parking spot just as somebody was pulling out. But enough about that. Let me put on my shoes and we'll get this train rolling. Okay, so before we run into any people here, this is a 2.2 mile trail. It is a out and back, meaning we walk to one point and we walk back the same way we got there. I didn't look at the difficulty of the trail, so I wouldn't imagine it's very difficult. By the way, happy Labor Day. I wouldn't think a lot of people would be out on trail today, but we are at the Hickory Run State Park, and yeah, apparently it's a pretty popular place. You can definitely tell that fall is in the air. It is a very cool day today. And honestly, some of the leaves are already starting to change color. Unless we're crossing a road when we get up there, we might have to do a road walk. That's disappointing. Well, technically not on the road, but close enough. You see there's a creek down here, kind of flowing pretty good. Originally, I wanted to do this trail for like a Halloween thing, and I had a bunch of stuff to make it kind of like a story and entertaining, but I guess we're just not going to do that now. Looks like a rock wall here kind of leads over into the creek over here. Wow, look at it flow. Oh, that's pretty cool. No swimming, but that'd be a perfect swimming hole. It's pretty cool. It even comes down for quite a bit over here on these rocks. If you get in my comments and ask why they call it the Shades of Death Trail, I have no idea. I wouldn't think there'd be anything death-defying about the trail. I don't know how it got its name. If I find out how it got its name, I will certainly let y'all know. As you can see, our weather is cooperating with us today. And we got a partial view from the top. All draining, of course. There's no telling how deep it is right here. You can kind of see the bottom. Maybe not you guys, but I can. Anyway, our weather is supposed to be about 71 degrees today. There is a slight breeze. I'm sure you can see the tree limbs moving. But it's freaking awesome today. It really is. I drove about 2 hours and 15 to 30 minutes to get here. Thankfully, most of it is all highway. Pretty great drive, if you ask me. And most of the way, it's anywhere from 65 to 70. And usually you can go, I don't know, 2-3 miles over the speed limit. Some places you can get away with going 5. Get here just a tad quicker, maybe. While we're waiting for a family to move a little bit faster ahead of me, because I don't want to interrupt them. The past 2 weeks have been a killer, not being out on trail. My mental health has kind of taken a little bit of a decline, a little bit of sadness, depression kind of kicked in. I made the decision a couple months ago, actually, to stop paying for my apartment. And ever since then, I've been able to pay off some bills of mine. Nothing big, but things that were just kind of lingering around. And yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But I just kind of wanted to give you an update. Miss Mindy and I have been moving, and again, we'll talk a little bit about that later on. Maybe on the way back when there's not really anything new to see. Maybe this is one reason why they call this Shades of Death. There's so many roots to trip on and ledges to fall over that shades of your life will flash before your death. Very jungle-esque around here. I am super happy to be back out on trail, you guys. You really have no idea. I have been looking forward to time with nature for, well, a couple weeks now. That'd be a groovy little campsite over in here. Right behind that tree is a flat enough area. Got your shade and whatnot. Oh, what is this? Well, so far this has not been a hard hike. The only hard thing about it is just watching your feet, making sure you don't trip over anything or on anything. Well, I was going to film some B-roll, but there seems to be too many people to be walking through here, so I'll make this as adventurous as possible. It is a busy day here at Hickory Run, for sure. Lots of families. I feel like I'm going to see Rambo eventually. Anybody ever seen, what is it, Rambo First Blood? Is it part 2 where he goes to Vietnam and gets the prisoners of war? I don't know. That's actually my favorite one out of all of them. Oh, this is cool. Oh, no kidding. Check that out. That's awesome. Here we go. You know, you get some people that say, oh, people shouldn't be building them. It's part of the leave no trace thing. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I did watch a YouTube video where some guy was stating that he would kick them over and knock them over and all the reasons he did. And his reasons might be legit, but I don't know. To me, that just seems like a jerk thing to do. I'm sure you're disrupting something by building that, unless you bring in your own rocks. But to me, that would be a heavy pack haul if you're bringing in your own rocks. Yeah, I don't even know that YouTuber's name. I watched part of his video, like literally maybe a minute, and I was like, nope. Even though he already had my view, it's just it's silly to me. You see them there, don't knock them over. Just leave them be. You didn't build it. Boy, this has been really shaded. Maybe that's the reason they call it Shades of Death too, because it's shaded and you may die by tripping over something or, again, falling over a bank. It's like a rock wall all the way up through here. How cool is that? I'm sure rattlesnakes kind of enjoy themselves in there during the summer months. I have yet to see a rattlesnake in person, but I do know they like to den back in things like that, up on ledges like that. Miss Mindy actually hates snakes and spiders. I think the rattlesnakes are beautiful. Dangerous if you get too close, but beautiful. I know I've said before, specifically like the black, grayish, beige-ish, wow, that's tough to say, type 1. Nice people today too, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, it's just nice to have a trail to yourself half the time. And today, even though it's a holiday, yeah, you definitely ain't getting nothing to yourself, not here. We haven't even gone quite a mile yet, my friends. All right, there we go. We had to branch off from that trail. We're taking a slight left. Looks like pretty easy sailing, at least for this part. Oh man, we got to take a left, but I just want to go on this just to see the view. Well, at least I started on the right end. How about that? A bridge to basically begin and end each trail. Well, my dudes, we have officially reached the end. This water is clearly not high enough to be going over the overflow, I'm guessing. So I'm going to cross this and go over to there. And then probably just take this road back down to where I can get back on the Shades of Death trail. There was a huge family carrying food, and grandma was being escorted. One person on each side, very slowly. They were dressed very nice. Some of them were very casual, so I think they're just here picnicking. But yeah, you'll probably end up seeing them in a little bit of my video. But yeah, this has been an okay trail. Not super great. Sorry about that, sun, y'all. Try and keep that out of your face. I'm gonna take this trail. We're gonna take a left right back down to where we were. But yeah, not like the most adventurous, but I'm super happy I was able to get out and enjoy myself. Oh yeah, this is gonna loop us right back down to where we want to be. Sometimes I'm glad I know what I'm doing. There's part of the big group. I mean, there was like a big group. There's probably 25 to 30 of them. That's okay. I wish I had some food to sit down and eat too. I mean, theirs smell good. They're Asian folk, so it was definitely Asian food. I know the smell of sesame chicken. Yeah, I do. Ooh, that sounds good. Maybe that'll be post-hike meal. Who knows? So our elevation gain today was only like 276 or 8 feet or something like that, around those numbers. But earlier I was talking about life and Miss Mindy and I moving. I don't know if you watched my video I made at Christmas Eve. I believe I was up in Penn Yan, New York. I can't remember what exact trail I was doing, but I said I had a New Year's resolution. And sadly, that has not come completely to fruition. If you don't remember what it was, I said I was going to save the money and hopefully by 2025 buy a house. That hasn't come to fruition, but we're on a time crunch for 2025. So I have stopped paying my rent and I have started saving for a down payment for a home. So in very early 2025, I should have enough money, with as much money as I'm budgeting out to save. We definitely should be ready to roll in 2025. I'm not looking for a mansion, but I'm looking for someplace with at least 3 bedrooms. Obviously our master bedroom, so her son can have a room, and if her daughter ever needs to come home, she can have a room. But that room will also be Miss Mindy's makeup, plant, and smoke room. Yep, Miss Mindy smokes marijuana, the devil's lettuce, the green. She only does that because it helps her with her anxiety and it helps her sleep at night. Plus it helps her develop an appetite. She struggles with a few health issues and she just recently got diagnosed with ADHD. So there's some things that I need to change that I do that stop her from like wigging out per se. But we're gonna take a little bit break here. We're gonna let that family kind of move on a little quicker or a little farther so I can chat with y'all, because they tend to scream like every so often because they see a bug or a snake or whatever. But I actually think they ventured off trail, so if I move quickly I can get ahead of them. So where are we going to be living, you may ask? Well, I actually plan on starting a mini series about that on this channel as well. I'm hopefully going to put it in my playlists, and you can kind of watch the episodes in consecutive order. But we are moving into a camper that my parents actually just bought, and they said, well, we know you can't save if you're paying $800 to $1,000 a month rent, So come live in this, or would you be willing to live in this so you can save some money? And all we ask in return is help with the electricity and sewage, because the camper is hooked up directly to their sewer and we use their electricity. I think my life flashed before my eyes. Shades of death. Anyway, yeah, so that's what we will be doing up through probably, I dare say, possibly February, January, February. Get the camera pointed towards me here. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's going to be an adventure. It's going to be a change with downsizing everything and you know, only having basically sleep stuff, bathroom stuff, and the clothing that we need. Luckily, our storage unit is not far away, so we do have access to everything else that we need. If you've forgotten, we're actually on our way back to our parking lot. It's definitely a different view coming the other way, even though you've seen everything. So yeah, my friends, camper life episodes, small little mini series coming up on this channel. Don't worry, I'm still gonna hike and camp. This is my first time ever really staying in a camper, let alone live in one. So I'm sure there will be trials and tribulations. There will be likes and dislikes. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I hope I don't scare you away with all this nonsense. But let's finish this trail. Going back down through the rock hallway here, and back into the jungle. This is really cool though. Honestly, I'm waiting to see like a boa constrictor like hanging from a tree. Never really ceases to amaze me on the amount of people that do not dress for trail hiking. Even though this is a small trail, when you're out here, you would think that you would want something a little baggy or stretchy and breathable and whatnot. Well, made it back to the road, but we're about to get back on trail. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I very much appreciate it. Sorry for the absence for a couple weeks, but sometimes life just gets in the way. My business gets in the way. But I'm really going to try for weekly uploads now that we're pretty much settled. And again, stay tuned for that new mini series of camper life. You're going to experience that with me. It's a whole part of this channel. Anyway, y'all stay safe, stay healthy, and y'all please be good to each other. We'll see you next week. Take care, guys.